Hi, what's up, guys? This is another edition of the Comatose Society podcast with me, the Blunt Atheist, as I am known as on my other channel, and my co host, Brian.
How you doing?
Um, on today's topic list, we are talking about the naughty Republican Roy Moore and Trump in China, and as unfortunate as it is, the Texas um, church shooter. Um, to lead into topic one, um, with the Roy Moore thing, the general information I've gathered is he's a Republican and he has been um, had allegations held against him by four different people from the ages of 14 to 18. And it said he had done these things in his early to mid 30s. That's my current knowledge. I don't know if that spreads into right now or not. I don't know. There could possibly be more allegations up to the current point in time, and maybe that's why it's hit a bit of relevance. I guess we're just a scandal happy country right now, as I'm looking at it. A lot of people are getting caught up in these allegations. Like me and my co-host were talking about pre-show. Kevin Spacey, Louis C.K., even Charlie Sheen, and Harvey Weinstein are all caught up in these scandals. Um, your thoughts, man?
Like I said, dude, America's getting all scandalous and shit. But then again, you always, maybe it's probably just me, but my thoughts always turn to, like, you think you know people, but then again, when it comes to actors, you never really know them until, like, you actually hang out. But since it's never going to happen, you have to pretend like you know people. So when a public figure like Louis C.K. or all these people, Charlie Sheen, have all these allegations against them, your first wonder is, all right, who's the dumb cunt trying to get money? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I thought that myself, like what the Bill Cosby thing, 21 women came forward to that. Well, I mean,
yeah,
no,
dude, 21 women. Bill Cosby is not that much of a fucking hound dog. I'm sorry, dude. I mean, it would take him. I mean, if it is 21 girls, it would take him a span of 50 years to get just 10 of them. God,
that or a shitload of Viagra.
fuck. But then on the conservative side, I guess I will say men are pigs always. So yeah,
Well, I mean, I guess if you wanted to make a rather feminist statement,
right, right. Thank you. Men are just dogs. Like, I wrote a blog about it yesterday. Like, all men are the same, and if they're not, they're just gay. Like, all the good ones are always ruined, and if they're not gay, then they're just fucking like nerds. And who wants a fucking nerd? So you're either a nerd, you're a normie, or you're a fucking rapist.
pretty much. I mean, yeah, I couldn't help but think the same thing myself. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but only so many of these women coming forward on how many of these allegations, like, to me, really honestly possibly seems true. I mean, probably like a fourth of them, if not half of them, are probably after a cash grab, because
Yeah.
like once one or two women have accused it, like, honestly, like, who's, I mean, and to be fair to women, and like, to I mean, kind of lean towards how this guy could do the same thing. I mean, Corey Haim could be doing the same thing with Charlie Sheen right now. So it's not just women that pull this stuff. It's just I find that there's more there's more cases that it involves women, I guess, to put that out in fairness.
Kevin Spacey's dilemma is with a guy. A guy came out and said that Kevin Spacey made unwanted sexual advances towards him of some kind. I wasn't really clear on what it was, but of course the allegations are never fully relayed anyway, are they? Unless you're in the court with them on that day, because actors keep all this stuff hush hush, or they try to. But like, I mean, fucking, it just makes you wonder, like, are these dudes like actually these like shitty dudes, or is it just some girl trying to get a cash grab? And again, like you said, 50, it's about 50-50, but which one is it this time? Who's the main guy we're on this subject about right now?
Roy Moore. He's a Republican, and apparently, Mitch McConnell. He says if he's actually found that these allegations are true, he wants him to step down. John McCain, which he's been making some odd moves. He's been going against Trump. He's really been, like, honestly, as far as Republicans go, like, honestly, he's been like, I mean, honestly, he's kind of been like the punch in Trump's nuts, like, lately. Like, he's cockshotting Trump left and right, which honestly really surprises me, which I guess, to be fair, like, Trump took a shot at him first, and I guess he's just getting him back. But I mean, the ways he's been getting Trump back, like veto, like shooting down to vote. He voted no on Trump's healthcare bill. Like, I mean, that was a real cockshot to Trump. Because if he would have voted yes, it would have gone through, and he didn't. And he's like, nope. He's like, oh, you want to say, oh, what kind of person gets captured? Well, here, you can find out. I got something for you.
In the immortal words of Ashton Kutcher, burn!
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, anyways, McCain said he just straight up, he says, forget everything just for the fact that you have these allegations. You should resign so that your state can pick a new senator. I mean, I guess myself, until the allegations were true, if I was him, I wouldn't step out of office, because I mean, they are just that, they're allegations.
Right, and allegations these days are floating around like leaves in the wind. Seems like it anyway. This guy did something to this person. This person is coming forward this many years later. God. Like, that's the one thing that really makes you wonder, is why did they wait so long? But I don't know, this new one against Moores is fairly new, isn't it? Like, yeah. It recently happened, so she came out like right away.
Yeah, it hit the news today, at least that I know of. Maybe it was in the news yesterday, but it's been a real hotbed issue, at least today. I've been seeing it all over today.
I guess I would. But you never know how this happens. Like, you see, the thing is, when you're in the moment, when you are these two people in the moment, like, did something just get misunderstood, misconstrued in some way, to the point where she felt she had to file some kind of offense against him, when really it was just something misunderstood? Or was he just a complete fucking animal? I mean, it really makes you wonder. At the same time, you just don't know someone. You don't know someone until you know someone.
Oh, definitely. I mean, to me, I kind of look at it as the same thing as, like, like a rape accusation almost. Like,
yeah.
Like, get some proof. Like, this, it's sad because, like, I seen somebody say it on my Facebook about Louis C.K. and he said he didn't even like Louis C.K., but he ended up in the end saying, he's like, listen, he's like, I might not like the guy. He's like, but here, I'll put this out. He's like, what I think is like, you know, totally stupid is the fact that you can get alleged of something and you can have a big career and it might lose you your career. You can lose, I mean, people can lose, like this Roy Moore guy, say he's innocent. He could now end up losing his Senate seat just for the sheer fact, or Louis C.K. could end up losing his comedian act over the fact of just people, he said, she said. I mean, that's terrible that we sit in America right now where accusations can ruin your whole life. And I mean, literally, let's look at the main point here, people. Accusations are just that, or allegations are just the same. There's no basis for truth or falsehood in it right now. I mean, they have to be proved true, and yet this, regardless, right now, this is going to start impacting people like those lives. Same thing with Kevin Spacey. Same thing with same thing with Charlie Sheen. Same thing with Harvey Weinstein. Like all these that I know so far, they're all allegations. That I know of. There's been no proof put forward yet.
Yep.
on any of these, and yet these people are suffering major ramifications right now.
Yep. Even if it goes through and it finds out he was acquitted of all charges, the reason they still go down after that is because just allegations, accusations, hypothesis, and all this stuff, just these things ruin your reputation with the people. Therefore, even when you are proven guilty, everyone says, oh, well, how'd you sneak out of this one? You know, after instead of looking at the facts that are proven in the case, then they go back to assuming, oh, well, he just paid somebody off to get himself acquitted. He's still a sex offender. And then the networks drop him, and before you know it, you're out of the job. Just because one person opened their mouth and said, he did this, she did that. Boom, done. America's done with you. Just simple words, and America's done with you. Even if the proof is there that you didn't. Just because America's like, what?
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's like, and even if like, you know, say certain of these individuals would be proven that these allegations were falsehoods, they're not going to be able to recoup their money they might have made. They're not going to recoup the embarrassment and shame they might have been put through. They're not going to recoup, like, you know, like the time and sweat they had to put forward to fight it.
Yeah. Just a bunch of dumb shit.
You know. I mean, I guess on that note, guys, we're gonna jump into the second topic, being Trump and China. I'm hoping he won't look like a total buffoon over there. I'm hoping he'll, you know, get things worked out with them on the topic of North Korea. I'm hoping that he'll iron something out with them, because something really needs to be ironed out with that. Not to mention, it'd just be good for him to like set up good standings with them anyways, seeing as though we do a lot of our trading and imports from them anyways. I guess he ended up saying, I wish previous administrations in my country saw what was happening and did something about it, Trump said. The comment made as Trump stood alongside President Xi Jinping to announce new agreements between American companies and China, broke long-standing tradition of American presidents holding their Chinese counterparts accountable for the trade imbalance.
So Trump's making it worse or better?
He's basically like calling out like old presidents and saying like, well, maybe they should have worked with China more, like he's trying to do now.
Oh, he's trying to go around the table and shake hands with the guys that Obama possibly did get along with.
Well, maybe Obama's blunder, possibly Bush's blunder, maybe even possibly Clinton. I mean, he could be referring to how many ex-presidents.
Yeah. I heard there was something about how everyone he was feeding the fish with the president, and like it's a special ceremonial thing. They each had boxes of food, and Trump was doing it right at first, but then this Chinese president is standing here holding the box, and Trump just like dumps the rest in the pond, and like the Chinese president looks at him like, what the fuck? But he keeps on smiling, you know. And then the whole newscast was about Trump killing fish. Like, you fucking murderer! You can imagine how SJW reacted to that one. Like,
yeah,
for real. You fucking murderer! Peter's gonna have your ass! And China! But man, they were playing golf together and shit.
Well, of course they were. He probably invited the Chinese president over to Mar-a-Lago, his like golf retreat.
I don't want to lean any which way but loose to emphasize anyone's true opinion, whether it be right or wrong, but I would like to state that Trump is actually one of the few presidents who actually is the epitome of America. The motherfucker plays golf. He orders McDonald's instead of his own chef's burgers. He tastes a burger his private chef made. He's like, fuck this, I want McDonald's. And, you know, Trump is the definition of America. And I'm sorry, but I have to give him one or two claps for that. Like, dude is America. I get it. Like, that's bad, but good at the same time.
Yeah.
Hi, President of China. We play golf now. America game, golf. Great. And the President of China goes, I'm not stupid, Trump. I can speak English. Fuck you and get your shit.
Yeah, he said the trade imbalance is not acceptable. Said, I do not blame China or any other country, of which there are many, for taking advantage of the U.S. on trade. If their representatives are able to get away with it, they are just doing their jobs.
That's what Trump said?
Yeah.
So if they're swindling America, they just doing their jobs.
Yeah. That's why I think it has correlation with his ex-presidents. He's like, well, it's all right if, you know, our ex-presidents were getting duped. He's basically it seems like he's telling them, well, you're not going to get away with that shit with me.
Right? He's
he's flexing.
Yeah. He's like going, you know, it's totally okay that you schlepped Obama and Kennedy and fucking Bush and the Bush. I mean, everyone can schlepp the Bush. We all know that, okay? Anyone can schlepp the Bush, okay? But you don't schlepp me, okay? Nobody schleps me. No one is a better non-schlepper than me. No one is better. Nobody at getting non-schlepp. I'm telling you this now, China. Work with me, okay? We'll do great things together.
The stuff that's been happening with China, it's wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
But yeah, honestly, I hope he handles the business well over there. I hope he can actually set up, you know, good trade policies. I'm hoping he can make it a win.
Well, this is where Trump actually exceeds, you know. I mean, maybe he got bankrupt 4 times, but he is a businessman, and he's doing business. Like, this is part of the presidencies that some of them couldn't hack because they weren't exactly trying to shake hands except for to play around a golf or go feed the ducks, whatever, like Bush. But Trump may not know a lot about political policies or governing laws that state fake news is not a real thing. I mean, he's doing something, but he just needs to stop trying to flex his guns. Everybody knew that if we put Trump in office, the first thing he would do is point a gun at everyone's face saying, what you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? And look at this blue ball situation we got with Korea right now. I mean, that's just the biggest form of your proof right there about, Trump's basically saying we've been waiting to fire off missiles for so goddamn long. Please, Korea, please do something.
Well, the odd thing I heard though is that like it said he's going over there to like talk about that situation too, and I guess I had heard statements along the lines of that China's really not looking to do a lot with it because they actually kind of do certain workings with North Korea, and they don't want to upset the balance of what they have going on with North Korea. So I think Trump's kind of going over there too to be like, listen, you can kind of be with us with North Korea, or you can be against us.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Trump went over there to try and end the war before it starts, which is how wars always start. When someone tries to end it before it starts, or when someone tries to prevent war with belittling a different culture or whatever. I told my cousin a long time ago that I believed if Trump got elected, World War III would no longer be a dream. And look what's going on. Words like World War III are in the fucking headlines. I tried telling everybody, but it's just a dream.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just hope he ends up doing something like good with it. I mean, I guess if he makes an ass of himself, it's
nothing new.
It is what it is. I mean, it's not like it surprised anybody. I guess one good thing that I saw he did that I will give him credit for is he actually I watched some of his speech on it and did a video on it on my Blunt Atheist channel. That I had some concern about, and I'm glad they finally addressed it. He is actually starting to, go hard or against the opioid crisis.
Yeah.
Like fentanyl and Oxycontin and heroin and stuff like that. He's wanting to bust more heroin. He wants to get rid of fentanyl. He wants to make Oxycontin way harder to get. Well, I can't say he wants to get rid of fentanyl. He said there's a drug he wants to get rid of. He didn't say fentanyl, but I'm hoping it's fentanyl because lately fentanyl overdoses have been through the roof. I'm glad he's stepping up to that. I'm also glad that he's actually making his attorney general and Jeff Sessions actually focus on that instead of the weed thing. I'm hoping that Jeff Sessions will be quite busy with this whole opioid task for a while and will just leave weed the fuck alone. So honestly, I have to give Trump a win there.
Yeah, he's got the dog pointed in the right direction this time.
Because, honestly, opioids are a huge problem. People are dying left and right from them. Shit,
somebody I know that I became friends with recently had problems with that. I can see how it's becoming a problem. Shit, not even her, like just people in Minot, man, Minot's getting really dirty. Like Minot used to be the most quiet, closed on a Saturday night kind of hick town, and now there's theft every night. There's big drug busts like every month. They're just about. But like it never used to be like this. Cars. My own boss had her car stolen, and she drives a mom RAV4, you know, a mommy's RAV4 because she is mommy, you know. But whatever. But like, still, like, why? How are you gonna steal a mother's car? Like, there's little knickknacks in the freaking dash, and you want to steal that bitch? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Junkies, man.
Dude, they even ditched it. Like, she found it and they ditched it.
That's nuts.
Fucking junkies, dude.
Pretty much. Well, guys, with that, we're gonna move into the third and final topic. That being the Texas church shooting. I know this story's a little old, but I know it's still in the news. And I guess just to start out with this, yes, I've heard the claims that the church shooter was an atheist. I do want to start by saying I myself have only seen that he said he made anti-God statements, and to be fair, that doesn't necessarily make him an atheist. I guess if somebody's seeing this could actually send me some proof that he was, I guess that'd be much appreciated. I guess otherwise, until then, you know, people who are, you know, anti-atheist or pro like religion or pro-Christian are probably, yes, going to want to slant it that way. So forgive me about my skepticism on whether or not he really was one.
But that's not the real issue here, though, is it? The real issue here is, even if he made anti-theist comments, like, what if he was a Christian shunning against God, trying to be the devil worship, trying to be the, you know, like he wasn't okay. They can't claim he was an atheist because he wasn't literally denouncing his faith. He was saying fuck God, and a lot of Christians say that. So like, you can't say he's an atheist just because he says fuck God or fuck this. If he stood up in the front of if he stood in the middle of the church and said, "I hereby denounce my faith and all that it entails," and then started blowing people up, like, okay, dude's an atheist, and we're pretty apparent that was the only reason he fired off that rifle. But no, I don't know what he said. So again, we would really appreciate it with some feedback with the facts.
I'm just saying if somebody watches this and they can actually give me, like, you know, evidence and proof, like, you know, like that he actually came out and said somewhere that he claimed himself as one, or there's like more than certainty, like with facts and evidence that could pinpoint that he probably was. I guess I'd like to see that. Off the research I've done, the only thing I've found is that he said some, you know, anti-God statements. Well, just because you make an anti-God statement doesn't make, you know, that doesn't make you an atheist. I guess some of what I read was he had escaped a behavior center in 2012, so obviously he was kind of disturbed. He also had said he threatened to kill himself one time if they didn't let him see the chaplain. And I guess another time he was like out in front of the very church, and I guess the chaplain or the pastor, one of the two, like actually churned him away. So, you know, I'm not saying that makes his motive right, but I mean, honestly, to me, wouldn't the Christian thing have been not to have judged him or how he looked and actually, like, you know, talk to him?
Yeah, I thought the church is I thought the church is a home to all of his flock, you know. Not just the rich ones. You choose like good old Joel, what's his face?
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, I was gonna say Olstein. I didn't know if that was right. Yeah, you ain't trying to. Pastors these days ain't trying to pick their flocks like good old Joel Olstein. They're supposed to, take, or maybe they didn't want to take him in, but at the very least they could have done was at least talk him down. But no, if that's true and they turned him down, like I can believe it wasn't an atheist act at all. It was a why did you leave me, God act.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was reaching out. I mean, I guess it also says he praised Dylan Roof, but I don't see what kind of correlation that has when Dylan Roof shot up a black church and a lot of the people wanted to they wanted to, grill Dylan Roof as just some just complete racist, which, okay, this shooter, I'm pretty sure shot up a church of predominantly, white people. So I don't get what's like, okay, yeah, he praises Dylan Roof. That's not good. Yeah, because Dylan Roof went and shot up, a church himself. But I guess I just don't. I mean, I get the correlation, but I don't.
I kind of. Well, if Alan Roof is just a guy who went around shooting at a church, maybe suddenly it seems his intentions and his reasons just get more murkier the more the story goes on.
I mean, I guess he said like he said he wished he had the nerve to do it, but all he would be able to do is kill animals. He was quoted in saying that.
Well, I mean, that's still kind of fucked up. That's animal cruelty for sure.
Well, yeah, obviously, and what's one of the first trends to how you can tell somebody's a psychopath? They want to kill like small things or animals.
Yep. The first sign.
I don't. No, huh? Go ahead.
It's the first signs of a serial killer for sure. But I'm pretty sure Ted Bundy didn't go from kittens to prostitutes. I'm pretty sure Ted Bundy just went straight to women.
Yeah, well, I mean, that I know of, he was just straight serial killer.
Straight pookie dude.
That and a cannibal.
Yeah. Cannibal. Fucking cannibal, dude. To this day, that still kind of irks me. Fucking people eating people. You remember there was a story about that guy who put an ad in the paper offering to pay someone to let him eat them?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was a guy, I think it might have been Hannibal Lecter or it might have been a Hannibal Lecter enthusiast, but somebody put an ad in the paper saying, hey, have you ever felt the sensation of being eaten? Give me $50 and I'll eat the shit out of you from your toes to your hair.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I heard like at least 3 people gave him a thumbs up or something like that. Or they gave him like a little, that's funny.
Oh, there's some sick people out there.
Yeah.
I guess, guys, I just want to put this out there. Like, okay, I guess this is where it kind of branches into like an atheist bit of a topic off of this, kind of as an offshoot. Like, I really wish just believers in general, especially I guess Christians, I wish people would get like, okay, please try to understand that God can't have a plan and there be free will. That's circular logic. There's one or the other. Mm-hmm. If he's got a plan, then free will is bullshit. Or if there is free will, then what's the need for the plan? It's one or the other. And I guess I just can't, like, okay, even if, like, say he was an atheist, even if he was an atheist, it's still a sickening fact that we're supposed to have this all-loving, all-powerful, all-knowing God, and he does nothing about it.
Yeah.
You know, it just sickens me. It's like I even seen this sick fucked up meme. It was the meme of the black guy pointing to himself, and he's like, I won't get shot if I don't go to church.
Ouch.
Like, I thought it was sick and fucked up, but yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, it's like, you know, I just find it sad and fucked up that it's just like these people believe in this stuff. And, you know, this is one of how many church shootings. It's just like, he's not even protecting his own buildings. And yet you choose to believe in him blindly, may I add. Like in the Bible doesn't count as evidence because man can pick that apart.
Mm-hmm. In fact, so if we didn't have the Bible, we wouldn't be able to, it wouldn't be so easy to call them idiots.
Plus it's just the fact that, like, okay, if we're going to really go with he has a plan, then it was his plan for 26 people to die that day, to get shot that day. Yeah, like, come on. Like, how do you...
Lucifer. That's Lucifer. You're wrong.
Yeah. How do you link that up to being something that's supposed to be all loving? That doesn't seem like a very loving part of the plan, if you ask me.
George Carlin put it pretty well, and finish the sentence if you know it. It's hard to believe that all these people believe that there is an invisible man who's in the clouds, who watches everything and sees everything you do, and he has a special place for you. And if you do not accept him and do not love and do not follow him, he will send you to a fiery place of evil, torture, pain, where you will suffer, die, and burn for all of eternity, again and again, till the end of time. But he loves you.
And he wants money.
He's all powerful, all knowing, all omniscient, all omnipotent. Just can't handle money. Yeah, dude. Like, these people trying to associate atheism with violent acts is just a sad pit for not being able to explain why bad shit just happens, because people are just fucked.
Yeah, and it's a people thing. Like, that's what I want to point out to people. Like, okay, yeah, like, I'll put aside the fact that, like, you know, like, okay, 1% of the prison and jail population is atheists, and 93% of the National Academies for Sciences is atheist. And, you know, this guy was like, there was an atheist shooter like a while ago when it came to like the dude who shot the 2 Muslims in the school or college case. I mean, and that was 2-3 years ago. So it's like we've had 2 stories in the last 2 or 3 years where these people turn out to be atheists. I mean, to crunch it and compare it to like how many like terrorist attacks that you would be considered that were like that were done by Christians or Muslims or something like that, or people that are just theists in general. Like, people don't even try to compare the numbers. Like, okay, yeah, like, yay, like, I mean, not yay, but I mean, yay, like, I mean, do you Christians want to look at this as a win that if he was an atheist, that some atheist dude shot 26 of your fellow like Christian followers? Do you really want to look at that as a win? Like, oh, we can point the finger and say, ooh, one of the atheists was bad.
Yeah, they're like almost like they're happy to finally have something to hold over us. Like, I'm gonna hold this over them forever. Ha! It wasn't Christians this time. It was you fucking heartless atheists. Ha ha! Now we finally have some dirt on you.
You know, and it's just, yeah, and it's just dumb. It's just, you know, it's like, okay, do you feel proud? It's not something that should feel proud about. If the guy was atheist, I'll condemn him right now. I'll say it was a piece of shit. Like, to me, honestly, I honestly forget the atheism part. Any person with a brain, period, wouldn't go shoot up a church. And I honestly will. I'll say this, just like the Las Vegas shooting. Mental health needs to be more of a concern and addressed in this country. Am I kind of sick of the fact that every white dude that shoots something up, he's just claimed as mentally ill or a lone wolf. But if the hue of your skin color is a little darker, then it's terrorism. I mean, everything's got to match up with your skin color, and I think that's bullshit. It's just like terrorism's terrorism. If you're trying to spread fear in a political type of ideological way, that's terrorism. I don't care what the color of your skin is. I don't care what your religion is. That's terrorism. And I just, please, this. We need to wake up about this. We need to and even better, like the gun control thing, like too, I wanted to remark on this too, like the gun control thing, like he wasn't supposed to be able to get this gun. He shouldn't have been able to, but of course he was in Texas where they just love guns. We love our guns and our God, like you don't mess with neither because you're in Texas, boy. Like, come on, like, we need to stop. I say cancel these gun shows where people don't even, probably don't even need, proper paperwork just to get a gun. Yes, I get the argument of, yes, even in the seedy, dark element, there's the black market and you could just go get a gun anyways. But honestly, they're probably 50% of the time, these people are doing these mass shootings or occurrences with registered bought weapons, not like you went and bought it from some gang member down the street. No, a lot of these times I'm finding they say the dude walked in a store, or
people are too afraid. People they don't realize people are too afraid to go to some back alley and find a dark shadowy figure who's, hey, you selling guns? Yeah, I got you. Or, yeah, I got you, man. What's up? And I didn't mean to sound like an interracial person there, but white boys try to sound like that too. So people are too afraid to go down to some dark corridor looking for a guy selling a scratched off serial number. People are too afraid to do that shit.
Most people,
yeah. Unless you know someone, yada yada yada. Or are so evil that you're desperate enough to make the guy selling you the gun afraid of you.
I'm just trying to say, people, I'm not saying take away everybody's guns. I'm saying make more regulations.
Yeah.
You need more regulations. And honestly, I honestly say ban assault rifles. People might not like that, but I'm all for if you want a pistol to protect your family, or you want a shotgun or a long rifle to hunt, but that's hunting.
These American, straight up America gun owners, and I hope everyone knows what I mean when I say America. You should know by now what America means, all right? So anyway, all these America gun owners, they think that if you regulate our guns, we won't be able to get the ones we need. Well, I tell you what, Billy Bob Joe Thornton, you got to realize that if you got nothing to hide, got no crime to commit, no bad background, and nothing of ill manner to prevent you from buying a gun, it's a lot easier than you think. You just got to be a good dude and actually want to use these rifles and these handguns for either sport or self-protection in an emergency. But no. You want to have an entire gun collection that outweighs your wife's lipstick collection.
Well, I just don't get the thought process of, well, yeah, but we need all these guns and all this stuff in case, the government tries to come get all our guns. Oh, hey, listen, dummies, they have tanks and bazookas and Predator drone missiles and shit. You really think if they really wanted your guns, like your shotgun and your assault rifle is going to take down the tank that they come to blow your house up with to take them? No, newsflash. If the government wanted to take your shit, they would. And they do it in
everything like that.
They do it in force.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't stop them. Like, newsflash. Like, am I for these kind of people that say, yeah, we want guns to protect ourselves? But guess what? Your guns aren't, they're not going to do it, people. I hate to inform you of this, but the government's got a lot bigger guns and shit than your guns. The most craziest civilian maybe would own maybe a couple tanks and some rocket launchers and shit. And guess what? They still ain't going to put up a fight to know if the government were to send the army to their house and be like, hey, buddy, we want your guns. Guess what? They want his guns. They're going to take his guns.
Like, everyone should remember that. Everyone should remember, if you want to go up against the government because you think you're a badass collector, like you just said, they have the whole army. The whole army. They have 5 of them. 5 of them they can send after you. So if the entire army doesn't get you, then they send the Marines. Then they send in the Air Force. And if the Air Force can't bomb you, then they send it in by sea, and they send in SEALs. And if they can't get you, then they send in the fucking Rangers. And if they can't get you, then they send in the Black Ops motherfucker John Wick assholes who you don't even see coming. Good night, motherfucker. See ya. They got 5 different fucking aces up their sleeve. Yeah, go ahead and point your little tanks at America. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, exactly. And it's just that I want to make, like, kind of the final point of, like, okay, plus they're not going to take your gun. They're not going to take your guns, and they're not, like, going to, like, make these super regulations because, like, the government profits off you buying them. They profit off of the crime you do with them. So, like, in all intelligence, why are they going to take away all your guns? I mean, people have been, having this bitch of, oh, they're going to take our guns. Listen, you're all still sitting here with your guns, aren't you?
Yeah, for real.
So, you've been saying this for the past 50 years, and why have they came to take your guns yet? Nope, you still got them all, and you still have the right to go buy more. I'm just for regulations, man. Like, regulate this shit. Make it harder so that, like, people like this guy who shot up the church, who really didn't qualify to buy one, to get one. That's all I'm saying. Yes, I get there's a black market, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying there needs to be regulations. I'm all for the Second Amendment, but I'm not saying take the guns away. I'm saying regulate how you get a gun. Regulate guns. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you guys, like what we're doing here, like, share, subscribe. If you're so inclined, I will be putting a PayPal link in the description section of this video. We're fundraising money for new equipment and to get new equipment so that we can make the show better. If you guys were so inquired to do that, even as little as $1 would help. Hope you guys have liked another edition of the Comatose Society podcast. This has been The Blunt Atheist. On my other channel, it's The Blunt Atheist, or my name is Sean.
I'm Brian.
Signing out. Have a good night, you guys.